You guys know the game Rock Band, right? Also known as Guitar Hero, Band Hero, DJ Hero, Guitar Hero Live, etc. Well, if you don't, then pause this video right now and go try it because it's pretty fun. But if you're too lazy like me, then here, I'll explain it. Basically, it's a rhythm-based game where you try and hit the notes once they reach you. If you hit the note, then you gain a point. If you miss a note, then you lose life. But anyways, the reason why I'm asking is because I took the time to build Rock Band in Minecraft. And if you don't believe me, then here, I'll show you. First things first, we need a foundation. And what's not a better foundation than the 5 lanes of lights, each lane corresponding to each individual note. So this will be the design for each individual lane. Basically, there will be a horizontal line of observers going from right to left. Above that would be observers facing up into the redstone lamps. And to demonstrate, this is what it will look like. Now that we got all 5 lanes built, let's now work on the randomizer. Awesome, so this is the randomizer, and I actually got this design from Doomfish, so go check out his video. I'll put his channel up on the screen right now. But this is the randomizer, and basically this will randomize which light will light up. Yeah, so basically how this works is that in this dispenser, there's 5 different shulker boxes, each with a different amount of swords, and basically the dispenser will randomly dispense a shulker box on the ground, which will get detected by the comparator. Each shulker box represents a specific note, and depending on which shulker box is dispensed by the dispenser will determine the amount of power that this comparator gets. And depending how strong the signal strength is will determine which light gets lit. Basically, if I demonstrate, and I press the button here, you can see the 5th light lit up, and if we press it again, the 2nd light lit up, and if we press it again, the 4th light lit up. So this is all going to be random, which is good because we kind of want to make it a little difficult for the player. So for the timer, I'm thinking of this design, and I decided to go with this design just because it's easier to change the speed of the game, especially when the player gets to choose the game difficulty. So basically how this works is that you can put a certain amount of items. I'm going to put in 3 items. And so it's, yeah, basic timer. So now what we can do is combine the timer, the randomizer, and the lanes of lights all together to make one machine. And let's see if this works. I have 3 items in the hopper, so it will be a little slow-ish. But yeah, let's try it. So it should start spawning the, yep, there it goes. Okay, does the 4th one, did the 4th one again. Did the 4th one again. Okay, did the 5th one this time. And did the 2nd one. Okay, it seems to be working, yeah. Awesome. So I made a little platform here where the player's gonna be and be playing. I also put a little difficulty chooser on the side here. And it is a button selector, where you can choose between easy, medium, hard, and the light will stay on whichever one you choose. Basically how this works is when a button is pressed, the torch behind that button will get deactivated and will update the hopper. That updated hopper will then send power through the observer to this redstone line and also to this line of hoppers here. When that observer is updated, this observer will take power and send power to these lines of the droppers here. So whichever button is pressed will have an item in the dropper in this line, and the other 2 will have an item in their dropper in this line. And basically whenever the item's in this dropper, it will activate this comparator, which will keep this lamp lit, meaning this is the difficulty you've chosen. As for the other 2 difficulties, the items will be in this line of droppers, which will activate these 2 comparators. The only problem with those being activated is that this is the output which connects to the timers, meaning I do have to reverse it with redstone torches, meaning these are the ones off and this one is the one on. So now that we got the button selector hooked up, I then actually hooked up a start game button, and so these blocks will be cutting off each redstone line, allowing you to cycle through each difficulty and not break anything. But as you press the start button, like here, it will pull up all the blocks and allow the redstone line to go through, meaning that the game has started and you're unable to change your difficulty throughout the game. So now that's all working, I am gonna connect this to this button over here. Awesome, so now that's all connected, this should work. Awesome. Okay, so I ran into a little problem here. Basically, when you end the game, the timer stops on this side, allowing this line to stay powered, which might be a little problem because when you choose, like, say this is powering that, and you choose hard, then it won't continue since this is already powered. So that's a problem. Okay, so I found a solution that I think might fix it. I decided instead of having one redstone block to stop the timer, I actually have two redstone blocks. Basically it will lock both hoppers and hopefully not prevent any power from coming through. It doesn't look like there is any power coming through right now, like through this line, so that's good. But yeah, let's try it. Let's select hard and let's press start, and that should start working. Okay, that's good. Okay, and if I stop it, yeah, it stays off. Okay, that fixed the problem. That's good. Yeah, so now what we can do is actually get into the player interaction and actually start making it so whenever a note comes down and you hit the note, it will give you a point. So I made a little mock-up of how the logic's gonna look for the player interactions. And so basically when there's no note coming and the player just randomly steps on the pressure plate, because, you know, I feel like people's gonna do that, then nothing happens. Literally nothing happens. Say the note is coming but you miss it, then you lose a life and you don't gain any points. But say the note is coming but you hit the note, then you gain a point. So taking that logic, I then turned it into redstone, and it actually turned out pretty good. Basically, when the last observer gets powered, it will power this line, which will update two things. It will update this observer and this observer. Basically, this will allow this sticky piston to go up, allowing us to hit the note. And when we do that, it will power this sticky piston, which will bring this redstone block up, which will basically allow us to hit the note. If we don't press it, then this sticky piston will grab the redstone block over to here, which will activate this note block, which will say we missed the note. Yeah, I also made it so it tells you which color you're hitting, just a little indicator, because, you know, why not? So now it's time to take all of this and add it to there. Awesome, so I built the player interaction machine on each lane, and it should all be working. So the next thing to do is to actually do the scoreboards now, meaning I have to do 2 for the score and 1 for the lives. So let's get on it. Alright, so I finished building the scoreboards. They both work. This is for the scores and this is for the lives. If I quickly do this, you can see it goes up by 1 point, and if I do that again, it goes up by another one. And it is tileable, so when this gets to 9 and above, this will turn into a 1, and just keep going by 10s, 20s, whatever. With the 9s, I made it so it decreases, and yeah, so if I do that, then it will actually decrease, like 8 to 7, and I do that again, 7 to 6. And I did connect it, so whenever you miss a note, the redstone line will go all the way to the point giving. So if I put that repeater there, it should go down to 5 because of the observer. Also, if you guys are planning to build this at home, just keep in mind that the way you're facing matters to the scoreboards. Because if the scoreboards are facing a different direction, then it will not work. So right now, I'm facing towards the scoreboards, which is north. But the scoreboards are facing the opposite direction, which is south. So if I'm the scoreboard and facing this direction, this is south. But as a player, I'm looking towards it, which is north. Also, these designs were made by Mazuma Games, so go check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description below. I'll also put his channel on the screen somewhere. But yeah, now that we got our lives hooked up to the player interactions, we now have to make a reset system. Meaning we have to make it so when that lives counter gets down to 0, the whole game stops and your score is, is whatever your score is. So this is the design I'm thinking to end the game. Basically, this dropper right here is filled with shulker boxes, and in each shulker box there's a wooden sword. And so this redstone line will represent the note missed. And so every time you miss a note, this dropper will drop a shulker box into this dropper down below, allowing this comparator to gain some power. And once you lose all your 9 lives, meaning this dropper will drop this last shulker box, meaning 9, and that repeater will get powered, turning on this clock, which will dispense all the shulker boxes back in this dropper, and then this line will go off to end the game. So yeah, let's add this into that. Awesome, so I hooked up the resetting system, and I'm letting the game run, so once that hits 0, it should reset and stop the game. There we go, it reset. Oh, it's still going. Why did it just go down to? What the heck? But the game did in fact stop. I'm gonna figure out why that went off. Alright, I managed to fix the problem. Basically what I did is that I ran another line after the 9 lives are up, basically leading all the way up here and to this piston, stopping the redstone line. So after it gets to 0, that last missed note, it doesn't, go through, and it gets stopped right there. And it does in fact work. I have tested it. If you guys don't believe me, here, I'll test it again, but I'm gonna skip to like 1 life left, because you guys probably don't want to sit here and watch that timer go down. Also, I just realized I started the button at 0, meaning it's gonna stop now. Yeah. I need to make a reset. Let me quickly do that. Alright, so I made a reset system, meaning like once the game starts, this line of redstone will go straight to the reset part of the counter, meaning it will reset it back to 9, meaning we won't run into that situation again. So this should work. If I do that, it should reset it. It didn't reset it. Alright, so I fixed the reset. Basically I moved the line, so instead of it being over here, it's now over here. That way this machine part of it doesn't reset the timer, because you don't want to like be at 0 and then like all of a sudden you're at 9. So basically that's what this does. And now everything should work now. Let's test it out. Alright, so it's at 1 and it should stop at 0. Please. Okay, it stopped at 0, and now when we start the game again, it should be set to 9. Yep, there we go, and it starts the game again. So now we just need to hook up the score, which should be pretty easy. It's basically the same thing as the lives, but just hooking up to the score. Cool, so I hooked up the point system now with the purple line. Basically every time you hit a note, this redstone line will go to there, allowing you to get a point. And this piston with the sand on it basically prevents you getting 2 points by accident from 1 note. I also made it so once the game ends, this line of redstone here basically resets the score back to 0. I also made a very long delay, so you can see your score once you lose, and then it will disappear. Okay, so I realized I hooked up the wrong redstone line to the resetting the point system. I accidentally set it to this line, which actually makes you lose a life instead of like the reset system, so I changed that. I also changed this into a comparator delay instead of a long line of repeaters, because that's not good. And yeah, that's basically the entire game. Let's test it. Alright, so I'm first gonna test medium, just because hard might be a little too hard and easy is too easy. So I'm gonna try medium. Here we go. Okay, let's see. The lives resets to 9, and oh crap, it's starting already. I also forgot to mention I added these little indicators here, just so you know like what you're pressing. Okay, our point system is working. I have 5 points right now. Oh gosh. Okay. Whee. Okay. Somehow I hit that. Okay. 10 points right now. Oh, 11 points actually. Alright, so now let's try hard. I'm really scared to see how this is gonna go, just because yeah, it's gonna be hard. But yeah, let's try it. So that should reset to 9. I also realized that didn't go down to 0, but I think holy crap, that's stupid. That's so fast. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so fast. I think it's over for me. Holy crap. I can't. Holy crap. So yeah, that's the entire game. I would say some cons is that like sometimes, you know, you can see there that the lives, you know, it sometimes goes over back to 8, which I feel like you can fix that just by putting a faster delay on this so it stops the line faster. And it stops at 0. Also you can make this line longer so that you can, you know, you actually have time to see your score. You actually don't even need to put this line in at all, and you can just keep the score up there like until you play again. Actually, with that being said, you can actually hook it up to the start game line, meaning it will reset before your game even starts. But it's up to you. If you're planning to build this, good luck. I will put a, you know, a world file down below so you can download this world yourself and, you know, play around with it. And yeah, I'm gonna end today's video. If you guys want me to make a video on my friends trying this game and playing it themselves, then let me know down in the description below. Also subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed, and comment down below what other games I should make, because I really enjoyed making this and I want to build more. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!